Good morning, everybody. How are you? The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon. Good morning, sir.
Shut up, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How are you all? Are you well? It is Monday, and I can only apologise, not apologise, for the perkiness of myself this morning. Your girl's been up since 5:30. I've been to the gym. I have been to the gym this morning because here's what happened. On Friday, I promised myself I was going to go to the gym, and we had a little bit of a situation. Hang on a minute. Apologies for anybody that's watching the audio and just heard me ruffle something. I just accidentally moved my my microphone. But anyway, onwards. So on Friday, we had a situation. My phone's pinging. Why is my phone pinging so much this morning? It's because everyone's got excited and started saying good morning, good morning. I've not turned my phone on silent. Very unprofessional of me. So couldn't go on Friday, and I really, really, really wanted to go. And I'd said out on Facebook, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to go for a swim in the morning. That's what I want to do. And I didn't because life really got in the way. And it wasn't a case. So people will say you will go to the gym when it's a priority for you. Like what you choose to do and what you choose not to do is a choice. And I would argue that yes, it absolutely is, but there was no way on God's green earth that I was choosing to leave my daughter when she was feeling sad, or leave my child when they were feeling sad. There was no way that I was going to be doing that. So I put mum head on Friday is exactly what I did. And then on Saturday, we realised, I was like, right, well, we'll go to the gym. I've got a family membership. I'll take you all swimming. And then on Friday, I realised Saturday that Pops didn't have a swimming costume that was suitable for him. So I was like, right, well, we won't go then. We'll go and see Sing 2 at the cinema. We'll have a sit down in a dark room because it was absolutely shitting it down. I don't know what the weather was like over the weekend where you was, but in Preston, it was absolutely hoying it down. All weekend, it didn't stop. It was absolutely miserable. And I was like, right, well, we'll go for a sit down in a dark room instead of going to the gym. We'll go to Sports Direct. There are other sports stores available. We'll go Sports Direct. We'll get you a new swimming cozy. And then we'll go on Sunday, which is what we did. So I'd said to them, right, Ivy's got a show next week. She goes to a little a theatre group, which is really lovely. And she's got 4 hours of rehearsal on Sunday. So me, Poppy, Daisy will head on to the gym Sunday, which is what we did. And I told them what we were going to do. So I was like, we're going to use the gym. We're not just going for a swim. We're going to use the gym. I'm going to show you how to use some of the equipment because it's not something that either of them have done before. Because Mummy is training for a thing. I'll tell you about that in a sec. I did tease that out yesterday on my post about the gym. If anybody didn't catch that, it was over on my personal profile on my Instagram at the Queen Bee Danny. Go and check it out. So I was like, I'm training for something, so I'm going to need to use the gym equipment. And then once we've used the gym equipment, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we'll head on downstairs and we'll go for a little swim, which is what we did. But Daisy isn't 100% proficient in terms of swimming. She's good. She can have a little splash about, a little paddle about, but she's not like, she can't lane swim. That's not where she's at. And it meant that I couldn't lane swim, couldn't go for a proper swim. So I thought, right, well, they can have a splash about. And we went to the gym and I ran, 15 minutes. I ran for, and I didn't die, which was amazing. And I did the cross trainer. And I'm not showing off. I'm doing it because, quite frankly, I'm shocked. But it was amazing to, whereas previously, so pre-Christmas, pre-surgery, if I'd have done that, I'd have felt really, really ill. It would probably have made me sick. If I'd have done the amount that I did yesterday. It was only like sort of half an hour, 45 minutes, but it felt really good. Anyway, so I promised myself instead this morning, I'll go to the gym. I'll go on my own and I could do a lane swim and go up and down because it's quite meditative for me. Like not the gym particularly. I did run number 1 of Couch to 5K because in April, May time, details coming this week, I'm actually running a 10K. Oh God, I've said that out loud now. I'm running a 10K in conjunction with the incredible Sister app. If you have not heard of the Sister Network, it is a network that I absolutely adore, headed up by the glorious Emma Sale, CEO of Killing Kittens, and also Emma Hardcastle. If you aren't a member of that group already, SISTR, Sisters Helping Sisters, is the Facebook group. But you can also check them out on Instagram. They do all sorts, networking meetings, business support, coffee mornings for business owners. But it's really, I mean, the quality of the people that are amongst that is just brilliant. And they are hugely supportive of the Flying Away Foundation. So in conjunction with them, we are going to be doing a 10K run simultaneously, one lot in the north and one lot in the south. So wherever you are in the UK, hopefully you'll be able to get amongst it. So details coming out in your emails this week about that. This is something that I'm training for. So 10K. So I did couch to 5K, first run, couch to 5K with Sarah Milliken in my ears this morning. And I managed it, whole half an hour, did the full run, feeling good, went for a swim. Right, I'll get me swimming. So bear in mind, Friday, didn't manage to get a swim in. Saturday, didn't manage to get a swim in. Sunday, kind of got a bit of a splash in. I'm on my own. I'm set up. I've got my goggles on, got my swimming cozy on. I've just done my 30-minute run. I'm feeling good. And then the lane police decided, right, so it's a proper full-length swimming pool, and you've got all the lanes that are marked out on the floor of the swimming pool. But they didn't have all of the bolsters there, just one on the fast lane. Don't know where the bolsters are. I didn't bother asking. I ended up getting out after about 4 laps because 3 old people, one guy in particular, we'll call him Jeff, decided to stop me halfway through a lap each time to tell me I was swimming in the wrong place. Each time I'd done exactly what he said. I was like, do you know who I am? I'm just trying to swim. Leave me alone. So I didn't even get a proper swim. I think I did about 6 lengths before I went, oh, fuck it, and went in the hydro pool, which was glorious. And I didn't feel so guilty because I'd done half an hour run. I was feeling very chuffed with myself. But yeah, hopefully, it was just an old white guy telling me what to do. And he was like, oh, what speed are you swimming? And I looked around. You know, I looked around and I was like, I think I'm swimming at a medium pace, mate. I don't know. How fast am I swimming? It's been 4 days since I've been able to actually get in this pool. Here I am, and now you're stopping me. I'm meant to be. I don't know. If you let me sit off, I'd know how fast I were going. However, I don't know. Probably a medium pace. He went, well, what you need to do is you need to go up this side and down this side. I was like, that's exactly what I'm doing. You're swapping lanes. And there's these 3 old ladies at the back of me shaking their head because it's had the same conversation with them. Oh my God. I'm swimming at a not drowning speed. Heidi, exactly. That's what I was doing. I was going forward like this. But yeah, it was more trouble than what it was worth. So the lesson is, by the time I got in the swimming pool, it was 8 o'clock. Was it? No, it was about 7:30. I can't believe I'm about to say, I'm going to go even earlier because fuck Jeff and the lane police. I just want to swim. I want to swim up and down and up and down and up and down. I want nobody to bother me. That's all I want. That's all I asked. But no, he kept stopping me to ask me how fast I was going. I don't know, mate. You keep stopping me. Fuck off, Jeff. So yeah. Did he want drowning? It was this. He's saying, well, I don't think I could deal with it. Did he want drown? I think he did. Like, it was nice, but he was being nice on purpose. And he's front crawling in the slow lane. Like, Jeff, what are you doing with your life? Go to the fast lane, front crawl over there. Let me get on with my little doggy paddle here. I just want to go up and down here 10 times and I could fuck off. But no, he had to keep stopping me. So I just got out in the end. Not before I went to the lifeguard. Excuse me, but what the fuck am I meant to do here? I don't know how to swim, apparently. And she just shook her head and she smiled at me. I weren't being mean, but anyway. So yeah, that was the escapade. Jog on, Jeff. Exactly that, Tracy. So who have we got watching along this morning? That's my 10-minute rant into actually what went on at the gym this morning. I'm feeling good though. One of people are asking me, how am I doing after surgery? Huge celebration last week, and the week before was that my blood pressure is now normal. Celebration this week is that I ran for 15 minutes straight and I did not die. I was able to keep up with my children in a not sitting in the sidelines capacity and enjoy. So when we got out of that, we went into the ladies bit because I just can't be asked with the poses and everything out in the main bit. So I went into the ladies bit of the gym, and as we come out, they've got a big running track all the way around. And I even did a lap with the girls, like all the way around the track. So it was good. It was good. I am excited about doing that more and that being a healthy something that we're doing together. So it's Monday. I've managed got gym. I've done my hair. I'm feeling a little bit judgy. I have a guest this morning. Now, normally we have guests on a Wednesday for Wise Up Wednesday, but it's a really special week this week. So I've got a couple of guests on through the course of this week. One of these guests, or today's guest, in fact, is not only got some brilliant stuff and brilliant conversation to share with you this morning, they are also part of our lineup for Be Inspired on the 31st of March, 1st of April. So I am really, really, really excited to share this person with you this morning. So before we do, I want to know in the comments, what are your intentions for this week? What is going to set you up for success this week? What are you hoping to get out of this week? For me, we have all of the sales page all sorted, ready for Be Inspired USA. 2 spaces have already gone. I'm in conversation with another 4 or 5 people already. That's without even kind of really officially putting it out there to say it's on sale. So that's really, really exciting. That's going to be in the first week of July for anybody who doesn't want to maybe participate, but wants to, I don't know, take a trip to New York with us. You can grab yourself a ticket in the not too distant future. So as soon as we've sealed the deal and got all of those 10 in to the USA Mastermind, then I will let you know when tickets will go on sale. Tickets are already on sale. So intention for this week for IATQB HQ is to move closer to selling out Be Inspired for March, April 2022 in Manchester. Tickets are already half gone already, which is just brilliant. It's the quickest that these tickets have sold yet, and we've only got 7.5 weeks to go, which is amazing. But please do, if you have not already got your ticket to Be Inspired, get that. So other intentions for this week is setting up some really incredible collaborations, one with a huge corporate sponsor for the Flying Away Foundation, and the other is a collaboration with a duo in the business space who I have a huge amount of respect for. They do incredible things out in the online business space, and I am doing a little bit of a collab with them. So really, really, really super duper pooper scooper excited. So I'm gonna, without further ado, welcome our guest on. She's been waiting quite long enough, and to share with you what she is getting up to this week and what her intentions are. Zoe Bryn, get your bum in here. Where is she? There she is. Good morning.
Morning. I'm still laughing about Jeff. I think jog on Jeff is going to stick.
Swim on Jeff with his front crawl in the slow lane. Who front crawls in the slow lane? Who does a slow front crawl? Go on, Jeff.
Possibly you drown, don't you?
So there's me with my sort of sedate. I just thought, I'll glide through. Actually, my breaststroke's quite fast. I was like, I could go in the medium lane. I was going into medium pace, but I couldn't keep to the lane discipline, apparently, according to Jen. Anyway, good morning, Zoe. Welcome to the show, Rise Up Show. How are you?
I'm okay. I've got to say, you are absolutely glowing, and I don't mean just like, the sun is beaming out of your face.
Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm really feeling it. It was. It's interesting to see how energy is shifting. All the way through my body. I'm really, really feeling it. And it's nice because I get to bring that energy to you guys. Although it's a little triggering for some. I have people that get in my inbox say, Danny, you're too much in the morning. It's about me.
I'm sonic this morning, so I'm
You look glorious. Zoe Bryn, tell us, for those people that don't know, tell us a little bit about what it is that you do, because you do phenomenal stuff.
Well, so I'm a conscious leadership coach and a systems strategist. So
Let me stop you there. Wait a second. As opposed to unconscious.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. What does that mean? Because maybe what we're not saying here is for the people that are asleep at the desk. Tell us about conscious leadership.
So conscious leadership is when you are much more aware of the people that you lead and the way that you lead them and the way that you build those teams, so the strategy you do behind it before actually. So it's the opposite to kind of grabbing some people because you're panicking about the next thing you're doing. Right. So it's going into leadership with a really clear idea of what you want for your team and how to build them and the kind of people you want in place and how you're going to treat them and how they're going to feel when they're working with you.
And that's really interesting. I was talking to a couple of people actually over the weekend. It's nice because in that break state of the weekend, you know, I talk to my friends, and I'm very lucky that a lot of my really close friends are entrepreneurs. They work in the online space, like some Abby Horn, Lisa Johnson, Deep Bajwa. And actually, the next level for a lot of people once they've established in business is leadership. You can only go so far on your own. And that is a skill in and of itself, to be conscious about how you're leading instead of pulling the first person in that's, in inverted commas, able to do the job you need them to do. But how do you lead? Talk to us a little bit more about leadership, Zoe.
If you think about it, most entrepreneurs go into their business because they love something, or they want to, or they've got a product, or they've got a service, or whatever it is, but they don't actually think, I might one day be a leader.
Right.
And so when they get to that point, they tend to kind of say, right, now I need someone to do my admin. I need someone to do my socials. And they kind of go ask questions, who's really good to their friends, and then they pull people in. But actually getting the people that are right for you in place, that are aligned with your values,
right,
that have a really good idea about what you do and your vision,
yeah,
and making sure that for you, they come along your journey with you, that they grow with you. So you don't put them in place to stay static, right, because then you're growing and they're staying where they are, and that doesn't really make any sense. Right. So when you're consciously leading, you're thinking about their growth, not just for your business, but also for them as, you know, as a person.
Yeah. And it gets lost, doesn't it? Like, yes. I think historically, and certainly for those people who maybe have been in employment before, there is a distinct difference between managing and leading. I remember when I was in a manager's role, and I hated it. Like, the word manage in and of itself is a bit of a dichotomy, isn't it? Because people think that managing is leading, and it's just not the case at all. Managing's getting by. Like, if we talk about how you doing, I'm managing.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just like, are you getting by? Whereas leading seems like to have a bit more forward motion to it, right?
Yeah. And I always think about, if you think, you know, because you're creating a team, I used to be really sporty. I'm not at the moment for a very good reason.
Well, it turns out I'm quite sporty these days, so we don't, you know.
You're quite sporty at the moment, more sporty than I am. But I used to be in a netball team. I used to play in a tennis team. So, you know, I was quite had teams. Now, there's always a captain, because you've got to have someone that kind of like brings people together and knows what they're doing. Then normally the more experienced person. Yeah. But without it, if we only listen to them, that captain, and that captain made all the decisions, regardless of, say, for example, if you know anything about netball, if you'd only have one viewpoint if you were standing in a particular position. You need to get all the information from everyone to make decisions on what you do next. Mm-hmm. So quarter time or half time or whatever it is in a team game, everyone comes together, and it's not just the captain that says, right, now we're going to do this because I'm standing in goals and I can see what's happening. Mm-hmm. They ask everyone, and that's how you progress. You get together and you think about the next step. Yeah. So when you think of yourself as a leader, a lot of people think of themselves as like, I'm at the top, and the other, and when I go up, they might come with me. Some people might not; they might drop off. Yeah. But if you think about it as a team, you should really be in the middle. You should be at the
Right.
center as the captain, and
Yeah.
you should be taking all the information and the feedback from everyone in your group so that you can grow this way. Yeah.
Outwardly, I love that. I love that. And funny you should say that with regards to leading, Zoe. I did TEDx just before Christmas, and I had to do some research for this TEDx because the topic that I'd chosen was what do bees know about business?
Oh yeah.
And when we consider a queen bee, now I know, like, your girl happens to like walk around declaring herself royalty, but the queen bee in a hive, in a normal bee type situation, not in this sort of metaphorical situation where I am the queen bee, does that, is actually not in terms of hierarchy at the top of the hive and tells everybody what to do. She is like an amalgamator of information and then a disseminator of information, as well as directly populating the hive, which is, you know, her other primary job. She has parallel jobs, but her job is to listen to the worker bees and the drones and the people who come across her and the people who are building that, the people, you heard me, the bees that are building the hive. It's her job to, and they all communicate in their little buzzy way. And then it's her job to then make decisions accordingly based on the information given to her from all of the hive. That makes sense. It makes sense in terms of overall growth. And I think that in more patriarchal terms, might I say, it is a very much like the top down. You have somebody at the top and they are giving information because it's based on their wants and needs as an individual and not that of the community or that of the business as a whole, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I struggle. I used to be a senior leader in a school, so and that's exactly, and it's still very much like that in that you have the local authority, and then the local authority put a head in place of a school, and the head then puts the deputy in place, and the deputy puts it, and so on until when they write their structure out, it literally
looks like a hierarchy. It is the pyramid scheme.
The biggest thing with that, or the biggest problem that I came across when I was in leadership, was that there were huge gaps between. So you had the local authority who didn't really have a lot to know about what was going on with the head, and the head really not knowing what was going on with the leadership, and then a big gap between the leadership and the staff, unless you've got someone who can bring all that together and create a proper team, you're not going to have that growth. You're just going to have everyone kind of moving up and people dropping off.
Yeah,
and that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, and it breeds contempt, doesn't it? That sort of leadership breeds contempt. Having been on the inside of a hierarchy like that, as opposed to a leadership team, it is a them. It feels like a them and us situation, which doesn't. That's not a breeding ground for growth, is it? And I think that the more that we think about ourselves, even when we are a small business and we're just starting to get maybe our first freelancers in, for example, to start thinking of ourselves as leaders instead of trying to manage, or even worse, micromanage situations for control's sake. Work out what's that person's strength, what they're going to bring to the table, what we're going to trust them with. Yeah. What am I going to step the fuck back from? And
absolutely. Or if something happens, this was my experience. I had some great I led some great teams in the past, and I've had great leaders as well, managing me. So I've had good experience as well. But this particular experience, there was a key person taken out.
Right.
And once that happens, if you're looking after everyone, and you know their strengths, if for whatever reason something goes amiss somewhere, you all come together because you're a proper team.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got that hierarchy,
that's not my job.
It's like Jenga. You take one out, it all falls down.
Oh, I don't do that. That's something that Janet does. That's not my job.
Exactly. Yeah. Or in my experience, someone else gets, so like you take one out, and then all that work goes to someone else who who isn't the right person for that job, you know.
Right. So how do you help people with what you do now? Because conscious leadership is definitely something that we as small business owners need to wake up to. How do you support people to do that?
So I support small teams that are already in place, or people who are looking to start a team.
Right.
And we look at, first of all, what kind of leader you are. So you find out a bit about yourself. And that really helps you to find the right people that are going to work well with you. Yeah,
Right.
because a lot of people kind of go, well, I know what I'm doing, and I know me.
Yeah, and a lot of people recruit in based on who they are like, instead of recruiting in based on the gaps in their skill set. So I'm quite an excitable person. I would say I would describe myself as I'd be the ideas guy on our team. If I wasn't leading a team, I'd be the ideas guy, and maybe some of the implementation, as long as the implementation was fun. But there is a propensity with leaders or managers that are just starting out to recruit in the people that they like, and they will recruit in based on what is mirroring them, who they resonate with and who they have rapport with. Whereas you've got to be a bit careful. Like, what are the gaps? Like, I know for me, details are a sod, an absolute swine for me. I need to surround myself with details people who are also fun, who are also excited by other people. But I need details people to help me get the results that I need to drill down.
And that's exactly what you do. Once you find out what kind of person you are and who you are as a leader, you've then got a much better idea on who you need for your business, but also who you're going to work well with. And we go through that process, basically finding out what you'll need to put in place, you know, the logistical bits like contracts and stuff like that, and maybe the system that you might use if you're growing a team, you know, more than, you know, at a rate then. And I basically walk you through that, putting all the pieces together and helping you hire people if that's what you need as well. Yeah,
I love that, because your zone of genius isn't just this sort of leadership, it's the systems that sit in place as well, and all of that help build a really strong and really, for fear of sounding like Theresa May, a very strong and stable business. But we do, but that's what we want. We want strong, sustainable businesses that are forward thinking, businesses that are awake in the way that they are making decisions instead of just knee-jerk reactive leadership. And I think that, you know, having people like you there to be able to help people with that is invaluable. In fact, you've got more support that you're giving people this week. So tell us about what's happening on Wednesday and Thursday this week.
So Wednesday and Thursday, I'm putting on the Conscious Leader Festival, which it's over 2 days, and it is absolutely, when I say packed, I didn't factor in having to eat.
It's packed to the rafters. I've done a marathon like this before. If you need me to come and jump on whilst you go for a wee, I've got your back.
You know what? I know you're coming on anyway, but what I'll do is, like, maybe before all that, after your session, I'll just like go.
Yeah, I'll hold the space for you. Dash off. Go have something to eat whilst I'm on. Don't worry, I've got you.
Yeah. So I've got obviously the amazing Danny Wallace coming to have a chat with me. In fact, it will be a role reversal.
Yeah.
And also I've got some amazing people. I've got Vanessa Dooley, for those of you who know.
Love Vanessa Dooley. So Vanessa Dooley is the founder of Jigsaw Early Years Practitioners, and she is amazing.
She's absolutely amazing. I've got Louise Westra.
Yes, Louise Westra.
Wellness stuff for us. I've got Ros Chandler. She's going to come and tell us about how she's grown her team. So, and actually, I've got way too many to list now.
There's loads going on.
Yeah.
So, who is this festival for? So, we've got loads of people watching this morning, which is brilliant. Good morning to those of you that are watching on LinkedIn. Good morning to those of you that are watching over here on Facebook. Good morning to those of you on YouTube. Who is this festival for, and how do we get involved? Amy Blaney just realized that our outfits are almost twinning. I realized that when so we didn't even have a conversation about this, but we are matchy today.
We need to talk about
it. So who is this for somebody that's sitting out there is like, well, is this for me? Is this something that I need to take time out of my Wednesday, Thursday to go and find out about?
So this festival is for people who are thinking about growing a team from the start this year at some point, or in the near future. It's also for people who have maybe already got a team or started to build a team, and have got people in place, but are now thinking about how they would lead and grow that team.
Yeah.
And also for business people who are thinking about how they can outsource and look after themselves and their freelancers, for example. Yeah.
And that's important. It's not just about getting the job done. It's making sure everybody's safe in the process. And that's, again, one of the things that I'm definitely taking a huge focus on for the beginning part of this year and into next year, is to think about your team, not just I've given my team this piece of work to do. How are they in the process? What's going on with them? Can they get it done in the time that you've given them?
Exactly, yeah. And I think we have a different view of freelancers because, of course, they've got their own businesses. It's kind of hand it over, hope it comes back and hope it's right.
Yeah, we're paying for them for that piece of work. They need to bring it time.
So we look at ways of making sure that the communication's good there, but also that the relationship you've got there is as secure as it can be. Yeah, and it's about retaining those brilliant people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Zoe, how do we get involved with the festival? Talk to us about that.
So you can find me on my socials. I'm Zoe Brinn, Brinn, and at the end of everywhere. So Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And if you come and pop in to see me, I can direct you. I'll pop a link in here to the festival, and you can sign up, and you'll be let in on Tuesday night, where we're just going to say hello and introduce ourselves. And then
very tuneful.
I sing for
you do sing. You sing with an a cappella choir, right?
Yeah, but not like you. I sing for my wellness.
I do now. I sing for my wellness. As opposed to gigging.
Yeah. Well, I find it invaluable anyway. So you could, if you I'll pop the link in here as well. You can sign up. We kick off on Tuesday evening. And then all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, there'll be people interviewed or speaking or putting on wellness sessions like yoga and breathing and that kind of thing. So perfect. It
sounds delicious. We will put the links up as well. It's already in the Hive. If you go into the Hive, go into the search. That's the IATQB Hive. That's my free group on Facebook that you can come and get involved with. That's where we hang out. That's where you can come and share your successes, share your challenges, seek people out, and also catch the post from Zoe that she put in a little bit earlier, later on last week. And you can get more details of the festival there as well. Zoe, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait for Wednesday and Thursday. You're going to be brilliant. And also you can catch our Zoe on stage at Be Inspired on the 31st. You're on day one, aren't you, darling?
I am on day one, yeah.
You are on day one. She's going to be absolutely fantastic. But best of luck for this week. It's going to be incredible, and we will all be behind you and ready to learn. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Danny. Love you.
Love you. Bye. That was Zoe Brinn, everybody. And that was the show, Wise Up, Rise Up show for today. So let me know, what about your intentions? So our intention this week, shared at the beginning of the show. Danielle, your intentions this week. This week's intention is to work smarter, not harder, and be more consistent daily. Danielle, I want you to be even more specific with that. What does smarter look like? Let's get specific with these intentions for the week. Samantha Aries, okay, so I'm putting it out there now. You can hold me accountable. I'm up for the Coach to 5K, followed by your 10K run. I will start today. Please nag me and make sure I will do it. Yes, Sam, I've got you. We've got, I think this is Fiona Bryan, one-to-one with Danny to further my talk. Gulp new client meeting on Wednesday. That's exciting. Sell more tickets for Be Inspired. Mine's the same. Nina A. Spencer, another intention is to help my community have a half term that they are bloody proud of, not being controlled by the chaos, but actually embrace the imperfectly intentional moments. I love that. Bernie Benton in the house. I'm going to finish pulling together my DIY Before You Die death planning package ready for market testing. I'm also going to have some me time, pottery throwing, glass fusing sessions booked. That sounds incredible. Bernie, I would love to get you onto the show to talk about that. It's definitely something that needs a conversation. Zoe, Bernie's just saying, I love that staff are team and partners. They should grow with you. The best companies I work within really valued and invested in their teams. The results were we cared and invested and were driven by the same goals. Absolutely. That is it. Pixie, my intention for this week are to work on and implement the things discussed in my SAS Storm with Jojo Smith from Creative SAS on Friday. Fantastic. Amy Blaney, I'm starting my walking back up, ready to smash the 10K. More details on the 10K run in aid of the Flying Away Foundation in conjunction with the sister network coming up this week. Keep your peepers peeled on your emails. In the meantime, if you haven't already, pop your intentions in here or go into the IATQB Hive. Do us a cheeky favour, would you? Go give us a follow on Instagram if you don't follow us already, at the Queen Bee Danny. I just want more followers, don't I? It's just me begging for more followers, but it's not. We put out other content on there as well, and you can hang out with me behind the scenes in my stories. All right, my darlings, have a wonderful week this week. I will see you on Wednesday for more Showing Up, Wising Up, and Rising Up for Wise Up Wednesday. Make sure you check out the post from Zoe Bryn for her Conscious Leaders Festival that is happening this week, Wednesday and Thursday. Huge love to all of you. Take care.